All right, everybody, it's 9 o'clock. Let's get started. Welcome to the Now D1 Twitter Space series for uncommitted high school prospects. We do this series Monday through Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern, and I'm Alan Gay. This is Now D1 Speaks. Really excited about tonight. We've got a 23 uncommitted. He's out of California. We've got Landon Sable. Hey, Landon, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, fantastic. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Maybe we know you graduate in 23, but give us some insight into maybe your GPA, how you started playing baseball, who your travel team is, and so forth.
So, like you said, I'm graduating this year, 2023. My GPA is about 3.6. I go to Sutter Union High School in California. I play for the Chico Nuts during the summer, and I've been playing baseball ever since I can remember. I started up through my parents. It's just kind of the way I was raised is through baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to tell you, I was going to be really impressed with that 6.3 GPA. I mean, that's going to, you know what I mean? That would have got a lot of attention.
Oh yeah,
Uh, hey, so let me ask you something about your season right now.
yeah.
Are you guys kind of wrapping up and rolling into the playoffs, or how are y'all doing?
So we have a game tomorrow. It's our second. So our playoffs, we have one game that pretty much says yes or no, you're in playoffs. We ended up winning that last week, and then now there's a 3-game series, uh, a best of 3 series against another team to start off playoffs. And we won our first game yesterday, and we have the second one tomorrow. And depending on what happens there, will depend on the rest of the playoffs.
Man, that's exciting. That's awesome right there. So Union High in California, where is that in the state?
So Sutter is about 40 minutes north of Sacramento. Um, it's a small town, one high school, one elementary school, and a ton of houses. Lots of farming, definitely agricultural area. Um, not generally what you think of when you think of California, LA, San Diego, all that stuff. But it's nice. I enjoy the school. Great people, great community, and all that. I love it.
Hey, man, thanks for that description. Excuse me, Sutter Union High, not Union High, Sutter
Yeah,
Union High. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So, Landon, what position do you play? And if you only play primarily one position, what are your strengths? And then what are some areas that you're really just trying to improve upon?
Uh, my primary is a catcher. I've been catching for a really long time. I think he was farm. Just got put in there because for some reason and kind of just stuck. You know, I kind of just held it down there and eventually got better and better to the point where I've earned my spot on a few teams. Um, I'm also an outfielder. I like to say I'm pretty quick. I'm strong, able to throw the ball accurately, quickly. You know, um, but I honestly I could play anywhere as long as you give me a little bit of practice, a little bit of learning. I pick up things really quickly. My main strength would definitely have to be my agility, my knowledge of the game, and being able to kind of control my mental state during a game. It's very unlikely you'll see me hang my head or slow down during a game. Um, Weaknesses, I think it's all in the small ball. It's all in the small game. The small little tweaks that just need a little extra work, a little extra knowledge to be put behind it. Um, but other than that, yeah, catching's where I'm at.
Man, I love that. That's a great description. I think that's everybody's weakness. I think you got a guy that's been in the playing MLB 15 years and he's still out there every day working on the little things, as you
Yeah,
put it. I think
definitely
that's where you always improve.
hardest part of baseball for sure.
No question. No
Yeah.
question about it. Now, is baseball the only sport you play?
So I played football my freshman year, and then because of COVID, I did not play sophomore year, but I came back and played junior year and senior year as well. Um, I ended up breaking my collarbone halfway through the season last year. So it kind of just, luckily, it was not right at the very end of the season. Had to wait through some of baseball. When baseball started up, I came back and I was ready to go. I'm 100% now, 110% even. But then it was definitely it was definitely a little scary at first. I thought it might ruin my baseball a little bit, but I came back with no issues.
Man, that's good news. I'm really, really, really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've really been injured?
Sports wise, high school wise, yeah. I mean, I broke my ankle in fourth grade, but other than that, it's nothing that's ever affected me.
Yeah, I got you. I'm sure that did scare you a little bit. Glad you came back 100%.
Definitely, me too.
Hey, if anybody's joined late, thank you so much for joining us. We are speaking with Landon Sable. He's a 23, primarily a catcher, and we're glad to have you guys on. We record this show so that if you did get in a little bit on the late side, you'll be able to hear it in its entirety when we retweet it out. Hey, especially thinking kind of about your collarbone as you're getting ready to roll into your senior year of baseball. How did you stay at that time motivated, to really kind of to keep improving upon your skills and just pushing yourself to heal and then pushing yourself to get better?
Well, for me, my eyes were very set on becoming like that best version of yourself type of thing, and I didn't want anything to slow me down, especially with baseball. Like I said, I've been playing since I was born, so it's just something that's just been a dream of mine to go as far as I can with it. And I I I knew that it would be difficult to um, come back into a season after a broken collarbone. It'd been um, a little bit off. It's different after football and everything. And I just wanted to make sure that I could play. I know that I'm a vital part of this team, my high school team, um, and I just know that I had to get better, and I had to create the best version of myself and just keep working through it. And that's kind of what motivated me to get through it.
Man, that's really inspiring right there, Landon. I love that. You know, I can only imagine kind of being down, injured, really wondering what the future holds for you. But boy, you sure got your mind wrapped around just so much positive energy. And they say a lot of times that if mentally, that's how you really get well, whether you're sick or hurt or whatever. You just got to have that right mental attitude. And I can
Yeah.
absolutely tell you have that. It's inspiring.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, big time. So playing, kind of thinking about your career, playing T-ball since you were just a little guy,
Hmm.
you had to have had a lot of memorable moments that were on the field, a lot of achievements. Kind of tell me about any one in particular that stands out and maybe what it is that you really learned from that.
So last year we ended up winning sections, and it was just like, it's a team you come out with. I've played with a lot of these boys since I was, sixth grade, seventh grade, finally coming up with all these guys in high school. Last year as a junior, with some older guys, some guys with more experience and all that. It was just an awesome environment and experience to be able to go out there and win it all with some guys that I haven't met before, guys that I've created bonds with for the past 3-4 years. Just a ton of support in the environment, and then just being able to go out there and win everything was an awesome, just almost euphoric experience to be able to go and take everything with this team that I've grown with for such a long time.
Landon, I'm sitting here. This is one of these moments where I wish we were doing this like a Zoom, where we had video, because I'm just smiling the whole time you're talking. One, I can just appreciate that small town atmosphere
Oh yeah,
where, you know the community, your friends,
it's
you've
huge.
known the guys you played against, you know what I mean? And then you all came together really to just have that kind of championship moment. And I don't care what level you're playing, if you're ever fortunate enough to quote unquote win it all, there's nothing like it. I mean, you've got to have the skill set, you got to be good, you've got to put in the time, the effort, all that stuff. But you also have to be lucky and fortunate, and it just doesn't happen all the time. And that's a great memory that you have because, yeah, hey, you'll take that for the rest of your life.
Oh,
You'll always remember that type of moment.
Most definitely. Yeah, it was an awesome experience. Just like you said, that small town, everyone knows everyone. It's just everyone has that just great bond with each other, especially through the baseball team. Some of the guys being baseball and football, being able to take all 4 of those years, or at that time all 3 years, and just create this crazy bond with these great boys.
Man, that's so cool. I'm happy for you. Hey, again, everybody that's joining, thank you very much. We're glad to have everyone on. This is something we do live Monday through Thursday. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. We're fortunate enough that this little interview has been picked up by Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Music, and so forth. And I think the thing that's so cool about this is it really gives a voice to these athletes. I mean, these are guys, and Landon's a perfect example. These are guys that have worked, for the better part of the last 10 years. I mean, they've put in so much effort, physically, mentally, taking time away from friends, travel baseball, and you kind of name it. You really have to dedicate yourself to it. And a lot of times when you're trying to get to the next level, you just kind of become a statistic. You may just be a video, and I hope that this forum really gives a voice as to who these guys are. They obviously have the talent, but they also have this character too. And you can just kind of hear it so well from Landon. I love the way you're framing everything. I love the way you speak. I mean, you're very, very mature. I think you appreciate what you've gone through, and you're really just kind of looking forward. So, hey, congratulations to you, Landon. I mean, you're really, really doing well.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It means the world to me.
Absolutely, man. Hey, you started out by saying you had a 6.3 GPA. Yeah, so you've got a 3.6, and a 3.6 GPA is outstanding. And that doesn't just happen. That also takes the commitment as well. I just kind of laid out the commitment that you had to be a baseball player, and you a football player as well. But just thinking about the baseball piece, how do you balance academics and baseball?
For me, most of my work gets done in class. Every once in a while I have something to take home. Senioritis has definitely been kicking in a little bit this year, but definitely battling back with baseball and football, especially with the collarbone. Collarbone was definitely hard. Mentally, it's not the easiest thing to do. But got to get your stuff done, got to move on, got to keep going, and just got to get stuff done and make sure that everything is done properly, done correctly, done well. I've always been fairly smart, pick up on things pretty easily, good at listening when I want to, of course. And it's just gotta learn, gotta move on, gotta keep doing what you're doing.
It's good. I can appreciate the senioritis, and I'm very, very happy to hear that you also realized you were in the midst of it, and
Yeah.
kind of got over it and got yourself together there. So good for you, man. Big time.
Yeah. Thank you.
How about, again, kind of thinking back through your career, and it could be early in the career, middle. Hey, it could be something that's happening to you right now. Are there any particular players or coaches that have really been just kind of influential in the development of you as a player?
A lot of people in my life, honestly, are the influences for me. Everyone around me, just day to day basis. One person talking to you, going to talk to another person. But a majority of the credit that I would give for my influence would have to be coaches and other players. Even lots of coaches will close the mouths of other players, but I think that so much information can come from those other guys, stuff that you don't learn in other places, and you just kind of have to listen. And so I definitely want to give credit not only to the coaches that tweak little things and teach the game, but to the players as well that teach the side of the game that's the fun aspect of it, the being able to get out there and play the game, not just to work and grind out, but to be able to go out there and have fun with it as well. That's up to those other guys that you're able to play with, that you're able to bond with. Along with football, I think football definitely helped me with the mental aspect of the game. It is one of the hardest things that you can do mentally, to yourself. It is the grind of a lifetime, football. And honestly, I think it helped me a lot to kind of incorporate that into baseball, and not get too overwhelmed, and just be able to mentally stay stable throughout games, throughout practices, long weeks, long tournaments, double headers, all that, and just being able to overcome all of that stuff. I think that those are the main things that have definitely influenced me, with baseball and just life in general.
Man, I can absolutely appreciate that. And just thinking about the football aspect, that grind, I think it kind of leads itself to why you have found so much success as a catcher. You know, you've alluded to many times the mental aspect of the game.
Yeah.
You're the only guy that sees the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, you're watching everything. The catcher, in many ways, is the quarterback of the team. You know, and I think that football mentality of giving it your all when you're just beat tired and you got to keep going. I think a catcher can appreciate that. And I have a little insight knowledge to that. My son was a catcher through high school in the first part of his collegiate career, and I can absolutely appreciate what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy job.
No, most definitely not.
Definitely not, brother. Definitely. I give you a lot of credit there.
It's real fun though. It is real fun. It's rewarding. The grind is rewarding for sure. It's a fun thing. It's a fun place to be. I mean, you get to see everything. Everything is controlled by you, um, and it's an amazing experience to be able to be back there. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Man, that was awesome. Thank you for adding that. Hey, let me ask you something as you're kind of going through school and not on a day when you have senioritis, but a day that you're really into it, and you're putting up and facing the social dynamics that you have to face throughout the day, the academic dynamics, just the ins and outs of a regular day at school, which is not easy. And then you walk out of the classroom, and more than likely you're walking straight out onto the field. It could be a practice, it could be a light workout, or it might even be a game. How do you kind of prepare yourself mentally, especially if it's a game? How do you stop that day to day that you just went through and really get your mind right for a game?
Lots of the times throughout school, I kind of definitely on game days, especially that I get the 75-25 split, that 75% of my mind is still on that game the whole day. And that extra 25% is just getting used to get everything done, make sure everything is, completed, done well, listening. It's kind of just being processed. But that game is, my mind is still on the game throughout the whole day, while also making sure I leave enough room in my mind to be able to learn and, do my work and all that throughout the day with school. But I've always, game day isn't just about that day specifically. Taking care of your body, not only that day, not the night before, not the whole week, but, throughout just general day to day life. I think eating well, making sure you're exercising, and exercise could be your sport. I 100% think that sometimes that's sometimes that's a lot, and sometimes you don't have the time to go to the gym. But, getting as much as you can in is definitely, necessary. As long as you're not sore for your games, make sure you're 100% for your game. I like to stay calm. I like to stay relaxed throughout my day with school. Kind of relax in the back. Make sure I'm not talking too much. Just get my mind into the game, and make sure. But I also want to make sure that I keep a decent energy level so you don't come out flat for the game. Just save fuel and use it all once you get to the point that you need to be using it.
Man, I got to tell you, it's a lot of experience that you just went through, and I can tell you're certainly a senior. You've been through the grind, right? And I bet there's a lot of the young guys that probably look to you for some of the answers and for some of the ways to have fun, but also some of the way to really have some discipline in their life and to prioritize and to kind of understand that you just can't stay up all night the night before a game. You can't
No.
jump up in the morning and eat a Pop Tart You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then expect to perform. So yeah, absolutely. I think you hit on every key component there. Hey, again, anybody that's just joining, thank you very much. We do this series, as I said, Monday through Thursday. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. We're booked through May. We're actually fairly booked starting into June, but would absolutely be interested in anyone that wants to be a part of this. Please feel free to reach out to me at now_D1, and we'll see if we can get something scheduled for mid to late June. So thank you again for everybody being here. All right. So, Landon, you've got a big game tomorrow. Let me ask something. Is that game close to home?
I wish it's going to be about a 3 hour drive out there. I think 2.5 to 3 hours. It'll be a tough one to make sure that everyone, not just me, but everyone on the team keeps up the energy. But I think we have a little bit of blood in the water for these guys. You know, we came out, played a great game, had one of our best guys on the mound, and it was still a close game. You know, 4-1. It's not impossible to come back in one inning. 3 runs is nothing, especially in baseball. You know, everything can turn around in 10 seconds. But I think the energy is definitely going to have to stay up. You know, possibly double what we had just yesterday. And that drive's not going to make it easy, but we're gonna have to push through it.
No doubt, man. A 3 hour drive. That's brutal. What time are you guys leaving?
I think 10 a.m.
All right. Well, hey,
Yeah.
you get to miss school, right?
Yeah, we do.
I know you guys are going to do well. You're going to knock it out. So, obviously, this is your senior year, right? I mean, you guys are going for state. Y'all really want to take California by storm. So,
Yeah.
what are your short term goals outside of winning a state championship? But just kind of looking at the summer as well. What are some of the things you would really like to accomplish, and then a little bit longer term? And longer term, just over the next couple of years to 5 years. Really, what is it that you're driving toward?
So overall, my goal is always just to improve. I've always liked the philosophy of like 1% better every day. It's never go backwards, never stay stagnant, just keep moving on. My main goal now is, of course, to just keep going with baseball. I just want to play. I want to show people that I'm capable. I'm a smaller guy, 5'8", 165 pounds on a good day, and I just want to like really be able to show that size or not, I can stick up with the other guys that are 6 foot, 185, 190, 200 pounds, just as strong as most of those guys and able to perform just as well, if not better than some of those guys. I want to be able to just show what I can do and prove to myself, not only others, but prove to myself what I can do. My main goal, of course, be making it to the big leagues. That's the dream since you start playing. You first start off in Little League on the Tigers, on the A's, Giants. Those are the dreams, and so that's definitely the end goal. I'd love to play D1 ball. For a team that's gonna be able to help me even then get to the next level of the major leagues, and just keep on moving with my life and really perform, not only for others, but for myself.
Man, I love it. That's awesome stuff right there. You got a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, which is an awesome thing, and I love the comparison. Hey, I'm as strong as any of these other guys. Earlier in our conversation, you kind of mentioned exercise. I have a feeling that you probably spend some time in the weight room, and you're probably in pretty good shape, and you're a strong dude.
Yeah, I tend to definitely lean towards the weight room. I mean, throughout season, we got rained out in the beginning of the season, big rainstorms through California and all that. So it was difficult to get anywhere, do anything. I got what I could in, trying to get as much work as possible, and then getting into the 4 games a week, 3 games a week. You can't go out there and do 100% workout, but doing your just the smallest things, push-ups in the room, sit-ups in the room, pull-ups when you can, anything that you can do. Take some extra swings, dry hacks, slow motion swings, get feels out of everything. imagining just a swing, imagining a pitch, imagining catching the ball, imagine throwing the ball, feeling out the throw of the ball, anything that you possibly can at any time throughout the day, just getting as much in as possible is definitely mandatory.
Man, you're working it, brother. There's no doubt about it. And hey, I love the goals. You definitely want to play at the next level. And I know you understand this. To be able to play at the next level, really need to be recruited.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give us some insight as to where you are in that process? And you don't have to talk about any specific schools, but just kind of a summary of where are you in the recruitment process?
So right now, I've talked to a few junior colleges and stuff like that. I've had a call with an NAIA, but other than that, it is definitely a stressful process. You know, you have to choose a home, whether it's 2 years or 4 years. You have to choose somewhere that you're going to be, somewhere that you can play, strive, learn, compete, be able to just develop as a player. Somewhere with competition, somewhere that will be able to have the coaching to really bring you out to that next place, and not only physically but mentally, as well as having some boys that you're wanting to play with. No one wants to play on a team that no one likes each other, so a team that can grow together as a program and develop really well, become a brotherhood, is definitely something that I'd like to look for in those colleges. But yeah, majority of the recruiting process has been junior colleges. I think throughout probably about the next month, I'll be making a decision. But I'm definitely going to try to see what opportunity is out there for me.
Man, Landon, that's so exciting just to hear you talk about that and to be thinking about maybe in the next month or whatever it is, you're going to make a decision. And it's huge. And I don't know where you are or particularly, I know you said you've talked to a couple of junior colleges and one NAIA. I'm not endorsing nor anything along those lines, but I will simply say junior college is a fantastic choice. I mean, junior college, they don't have there's so many advantages to going to the JUCO route. It's less expensive, certainly. They have more scholarship opportunities than any of the D1, D2, NAIA could afford. They play multiple seasons. There's not restrictions on your practice time. You're still eligible to transfer out after your first year to go somewhere else if that's what you wanted to do. If you transfer after your sophomore year, guess what? More than likely, you're going to already have an AA in your pocket as you go to another school. I mean, there's tons of advantages with the junior college. There are so many D1 guys that go junior college first. I mean, that's nothing to ever look at it. And I don't know how you're feeling about this. Probably shouldn't be saying anything. I'm just saying junior college is a great route as well.
Most definitely. It is definitely not off the plate, and I'm honestly leaning towards it. Being able to go out there and grow and develop as a player. I just want to make sure that I'm going to the right place to be able to do that.
I got a feeling you're going to figure it out. You really got your act together. You know, it sounds like you got a great support system at the house. You got a great support system with your friends, so forth. You clearly know the type of environment that you're looking for. I have all the confidence in the world in just our few minutes together that you're going to be able to discern the best fit for you here over the summer. So that's exciting. Very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Hey, let's kind of end with maybe one particular thing that you know, gosh, Landon, especially with you being a senior, as you look back, if you had the opportunity to talk to some younger kids, maybe not the freshmen, a little bit younger, 10-year-old, 12-year-old guys that are really just hooked on baseball, and you can relate to that. Think about how you felt when you were 12, you know, and baseball's their life, and that's the direction that they want to go. What kind of advice would you give them?
Anyone younger that's got that passion, that love for baseball, I think that the first thing to say would be have fun. First of all, that should be the first rule at any time. You know, make make not only the end result fun, but the practices, enjoy the grind. Lots of people stray away from it because they, oh, I don't want to go to practice. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. But when you end up enjoying it, you end up getting better and better and having fun while doing so. And I think that's the best way to be able to develop. Because, I mean, no one wants to do something that they hate every single day. But if you can learn to love it, it'll be the easiest thing. And in no way, shape, or form is it easy, but it just makes it a whole lot easier. It makes it a whole lot better, and it creates a fun experience to be able to just keep the love for the game, be able to want and strive for more, not only for yourself, but for your team, for your family, be able to do everything in that area. I think along the lines of just being able to have fun, make sure you're always putting in a little extra as well. You know, the average players do the average amount of work, and the best players do the extra amount of work. Even if that's just 10 extra feet on your sprint, 3 extra throws, be the last guy out, or first guy in, last guy out. Help out with the team, help out with your coaches, help out with your friends, help out with your family, and most of all, help out yourself.
Man, that's great advice. That's great advice for not only a 10-year-old, that's a great advice for a 20-year-old. Heck, that's a great advice for a 50-year-old. You may be a future coach there, Landon. I love that. Those were fantastic comments all the way around. There's no question about it. Hey, I have so thoroughly enjoyed this evening. Really enjoyed getting to know you and kind of hearing about where you came from and just what your aspirations and goals are. I'm certainly wishing nothing but the best for you. I want to keep up with your progress. I'm very interested in to see how you develop and where you end up. And really pulling for you tomorrow night. Like to see y'all win that game, get it out of the way, because that would put you out. It's 2 out of 3, right? And so you win tomorrow, it's it. You're moving on. And
Yep.
That's what we want to see, man. We want to see you barnstorm California. So congratulations, Landon.
Oh yeah, thank you. I enjoyed this talk tonight as well. I appreciate you having me on. It was definitely a little easier than I thought it was going to be. You know, normal talk, and I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. I certainly appreciate that. I will tell everybody tomorrow night we have got a 24 uncommitted. It's Caleb DeVore. Now he's out of Tennessee, and I'm super excited to talk to him. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Landon, everybody that was on, again, thank you so much. Certainly appreciate the support and wish everybody a good night tonight. So good night.
Thank you. Bye.